We're not anybody.
He
It's
was literally just like, yo,
I'm
that
like, yo,
man
he's
is
so
fat.
What? Who say?
I did.
But he is. Fucking Oscar-winning filmmaker. He's in a better position than all of us. All right. No. Oh.
I didn't know shit. And then, I definitely after that job, I learned some shit.
Oh, okay. And so you were G&E on that project.
Yeah.
Were you already DPing at that time too?
No, I was also kind of new to G&E, but I was trying to keep it on the down low.
On the down low.
So no one would mess with me.
Oh hell yeah!
I gotta pretend that I know it.
But you always wanted to be a cinematographer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still do.
What got you in? How did you start? Like, what made you get into G&E and then make that transition?
When I first came out to LA, I was a PA to try to get into camera department.
Mm-hmm.
What year is this? What year is this?
This was 2021.
Oh shit!
Like
okay.
the very beginning, while COVID was still a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got into the camera department as an AC. So I AC for a whole year, and then I moved into G&E because a DP was like, you should know how to light as a DP. I'm like, yeah, you're right. So I started gaffing a little bit more 2022, 2023, and then I started to transition a little bit more this year into DPing. So hopefully by the next few years, I can like transition fully into cinematography. And
dope.
have my name as that.
What kind of projects were you working on this year as a DP?
This year has been a mix of music videos and narrative shorts.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of like homie projects, honestly, to start building reels and stuff. My first like real paid DP thing was a documentary for PBS. That was kind of a shit show though.
Oh really?
What made it a shit show?
No budget really.
It's a safe space.
Really no budget. The producer was kind of an ass. But I just like couldn't say anything, as a professional. So I had to try to like really keep it together the whole time. They flew us out to Seattle, but they didn't like give us anything, and so we had to like convince the producer basically to like give us a hotel and like pay for our food and all that.
Oh shit! They weren't gonna pay for that shit.
Yeah, they weren't. But then we got everything done, and the schedule was a little hectic. We had to go in, shoot, then fly out kind of thing. So I didn't really get to have any downtime. And it was just me and the director, so I was my own, AC, gaffer, everything.
Damn.
So it was a lot. I was very tired. I didn't get any sleep. But, yeah, I think it's going to come out in, like, September or something. So I'm excited to see it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Where'd you shoot it on?
FX6.
FX6.
Oh,
I was going to say,
Classic.
I have a couple of questions on different projects I saw on your IG, but I noticed like you work a lot with the FX6.
Yeah, I did in the beginning because my friend owns one, so I just got it, for free. But now I have another buddy who just bought a mini LF. So a lot more of the stuff I'm shooting, you're going to see that's going to be on the LF.
Yeah, I saw that you had like one of your more recent ones. I saw it was like the Atlas anamorphics and the LF.
Yes, yeah.
What was that your first time working with those anamorphics or just anamorphic in general?
No, for that particular project, it's been like a year coming. So I've worked with it prior. So this was just basically the rest of the movie was shot in anamorphic like a year later. So I was kind of used to it. They're big lenses. But,
I really want to shoot with them.
Yeah, they're very pretty too.
If
What,
you had
the Atlas Orions or the Mercuries?
Orions.
Orions, yeah.
those are nice.
We've been waiting for the Mercuries. We're trying to cop the Mercuries.
Oh yeah.
We've been in line.
It's been like a year now.
over
a year
yeah.
at this point. Yeah.
And they keep pushing and pushing, but we're getting there.
They're
We're
a popular
close.
lens, honestly.
They look really
You
good.
see people shooting on them?
A lot of people in LA, I think, shoot on them, or like, at least try to.
Yeah.
I know LA got them first. That's the thing about LA, though. That's the thing. I know you're also our first like filmmaker from like actually working and living in LA.
Oh,
the
no
West
way.
Coast.
What?
We've
Yeah.
had,
Really?
we've
Yeah,
had, So this is very interesting to talk about like the difference
Yeah,
in the game.
honestly.
Is there a huge difference here in terms of the filmmaking? I guess I don't know if culture is the right word, but just like filmmaking here, the filmmakers you meet here, and filmmakers.
I mean,
LA.
honestly, you guys are like the only East Coast filmmakers that I really know,
Oh.
to be honest. So
So
like from my intel from you guys, I feel like dude, had some like lingo confusion, I think, sometimes on set. That you would say something and I'm like, what does that mean?
Shit,
And
like
you're
what?
I don't remember.
You guys got 86.
You've got 86.
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't
we-
remember, but I feel like, or maybe you just speak in like New York slang.
He's
Oh,
very
yeah.
loud. He's
Yeah.
very loud guy
Yeah.
on set.
But
Like, yo, fuck out of here, yo. Take that, get that shit out of here, yo.
Yeah,
fly it
I don't
out.
say 86. I just say get the fuck out
yeah.
of here. Shit like that.
But yeah, I'm not sure of I guess the workflow, like you guys have to work in more compact, smaller spaces.
That's definitely the
Yeah.
biggest struggle
Yeah.
in New
Everything's
York.
vast in Cali.
Yeah, exactly.
Which
You
is
guys-
why you guys shot Mother of Mothers there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just like super beautiful vistas.
It was
over there.
amazing, yeah.
Dude, the rainbow. You
The
remember
rainbow,
the
of
rainbow
course I
shit?
remember. I saw
Yeah.
the video of the rainbow.
If anyone, it's live. It's on YouTube, right? It's on, yo, plug it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Mother of Mothers on YouTube by Anna Wise. There's a
Yeah.
big ass rainbow in there, but the whole
Mhm.
thing we shot as a crew in Ojai. Really, really crazy 3 days, but really great. No, thankful for both of you
It
guys
was-
for helping out.
It was a
on
good
that.
crew.
You remember
too.
that
Yeah.
fucking rig, yo? That fucking overhead shit that we, yo, Sachi, you remember? Yo, Sachi comes up. He's like, yo, we're literally like about to finish the rig. We're like, yeah, it fucking looks great. And then Sachi's like, nah, let's do a book light. Let's do it, but I want it on the ceiling.
Mhm.
And I'm like, we're like thinking like, how the fuck are we gonna do that? And then we got it done.
No,
but
my biggest thing was to be a dolly grip, but also jib at the same time.
Oh, yeah,
So
you
I
had
was,
to do
I was
the
like
move.
rolling it
Yeah.
and going up and down.
yeah.
Was that the first time you were doing that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. Right? Yeah.
There was a lot of firsts there. There was a lot
Yeah.
like.
Well,
was
that's
a-
great. I
yeah,
mean,
you
know.
I couldn't have even tell. Like
That
everyone
was
we
definitely
were
the
all-
shoot to experiment.
That was a
and
very
try.
professional.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, yeah, there were hiccups on the set, but it was definitely like I think everyone was very professional.
Mhm.
Everything was handled with a lot of respect and regard. The lighting situation was really fucking crazy.
Wow. wow.
But
Man,
no, it was
look-
great because you're shooting on film,
Mm.
so I imagine that it's just gonna always be a lot more articulate and a lot more tricky, right? With especially
Mhm.
when you're shooting at night. Have you ever shot on film before?
I have, yeah. I've worked a
Mhm.
few times with film. A director and DP duo that I work with a lot as a gaffer. They shoot on 16 mil, like all their
Mhm.
music videos. So it's honestly, I mean, you gotta be precise, but it is easier because you gotta get it right the first time.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you can like really perfect the shot,
Mhm.
shoot it, move on, kind of thing, which I kind of like.
Does it? How is it so different in terms of like lighting for film and then lighting for digital?
I think lighting for film, you gotta, I mean, as I said, you gotta like make sure you get it right before you shoot, but also it's a little bit more mathematical, I guess. We use like the meter and everything all the time, and to my eyes, like it may look a little too overexposed or something, or kind of wacky, but like you just gotta know like in your head that it's gonna look good.
Mhm.
So I guess in that way, it's a little bit more intricate, and
Right.
like you gotta just believe the vision.
Is it really competitive in LA as a
Um,
filmmaker?
just in general for filmmakers,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. Like everybody in LA is a hustler,
Mhm.
and everybody is a filmmaker in whatever department or some sorts, or just a
Yeah.
creative in general. But that goes into video. So it's hella competitive. So you have to try to make a name and a brand for yourself in some unique way. You
Yeah.
can't just be a cinematographer and be a good cinematographer, because
yeah.
there's so many
Competition
good ones.
is so
Yeah,
vast.
I feel like anytime I've been to LA, I met a filmmaker without even trying.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
the first night we went to Mother and Mothers, I was
Mhm.
booked at a hotel, and the guy was like, "What do you do?" I was like, "I'm working on a music video." He was like, "Oh, I'm a DP," and I was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, of course you are.
Yeah.
It's like
Everybody and their mothers are
Yeah,
the
yeah.
DP. yo.
How do you navigate through that? I guess in terms of the competitiveness.
I think yeah, that's like part of the reason I've done a little bit of like social media stuff to try to get a presence through that, because I think that's kind of the new venue that everyone's going through.
Mm-hmm.
So I think because of that, people are hiring me for what they see on social media, or if they want to get themselves out more on social media or work with the brands that I work with and stuff. So that's helped a lot. In other ways, I'm not really sure what other people do for themselves. I guess just have a good personality.
Yeah.
A lot of people are personality hires, honestly. 'Cause,
Networks, yeah.
It's a lot.
It's
It's
the
a lot
same
about
here.
like, yo, who you know. I mean, this industry is
Yeah.
all who you know,
No.
but,
Yeah,
but it's really
exactly.
about like those relationships that you
Yeah.
that you really try to build. Like it's a lot of the shit that we try to do, you know, as a rental house and also as just as individual creators with other people. Like, yo, the relationships that we try to build, you know.
Yeah,
It's yo, Malik
absolutely.
says it all the time. Yo, this is not a rental business. It's a relationship business, yo. I just want to touch base on one point because you brought it up, and I would love to hear the story behind it. You mentioned about social media, and obviously this whole year, you blew up a little bit,
Yeah.
and I love it. I absolutely love it. I would love to hear like how that all came about. Did you just like one day were like, I'm just gonna make a funny video, and then, you just kept doing it, kept rolling the ball and stuff?
I think I felt that my career was kind of stale. So to kind of like spice it up a little bit, I decided to just do vlogs, maybe just for fun or to make a like certain appearance on social media. Because Instagram is, I don't know for you guys, but in LA at least, it's like the way jobs get around. Like people see your Instagram and hit you up kind of thing. So with that in mind, I decided to do it for the sake of like getting more work so people can see me and stuff. But then it turns out people like the videos, and then the Apple Box challenge.
Yeah, that was the first one I
That
saw.
was a big viral one, and
Yeah.
then because of that, I got some motivation to keep doing it. So yeah,
Does-
that's gonna happen.
After that one, because that was like the one that I guess blew up, right?
Mhm.
Like, does that create like pressure for you for like the next one? Like, do you think in terms of like how do I up the ante on the next few?
I just want you can answer that question, but I just want to say for the record, I busted my ass trying to fucking do that Apple Box. I literally after I saw your video, I'm like, holy shit, like yo, I gotta try this, and then I fucking almost busted my. I was like, I'm never doing that again.
Really? Yeah, because I
Yeah.
couldn't do it either. honestly. Yeah, I think I got
Your
to,
boy,
like,
your boy landed it. The
that
one. Yeah.
he like came up with it, honestly.
Oh, shit,
Yeah,
okay. No, that was
yeah.
fire. But back to the question.
Yes, there's definitely a pressure once you get into the game of social media to keep it going and obviously make it better. So like more followers, more likes, more views. And sometimes when it doesn't get to that point, you kind of feel discouraged or feel rushed to kind of get to a certain level. But I talked to some other like film influencers and asked how long it took them and how much work they kind of put in, and it does kind of take a while if you're this niche. Obviously my content isn't just random stuff, it's like for film people, so it might take a little bit to make like a bigger circle of viewers and stuff. So I'm trying to keep reminding myself that it's all for fun and it's for the love of the game, so trying to keep that pressure low.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what you're doing. You're doing it for fun. You're doing it for the love of the game, and you're just doing it for yourself. And,
Yeah, exactly.
and a lot of people are fucking with it.
And
you
it's
know?
funny.
So
I
it's
mean,
funny, yeah.
and it's like definitely relatable. The one I saw, it was like a pretty like I think the recent one of you're with the director and you're like basically critiquing the light. Like as it progresses, you're like, oh, it's like the best light I think I've done. And then it just progresses into like just more self-awareness of, and I think that's like what every crew, DP, gaffer, they're always gonna like look at something like this is great, and then it just kind of escalates into just like I don't know, like is this gonna be? Maybe I gotta redo everything again. And honestly, like the Sachi thing, the fucking shoot, where he's like, I'm gonna switch this all up over here.
Yeah. After we're about to do the last crank.
Yeah, I know.
Nah, boss, gotta fucking redo the whole shit.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Why? Because you say yesterday, Lord of the Rings, right? And I think.
Oh yeah, that's your favorite movie,
It
right?
is,
Yeah.
yes.
When I first met you, you were watching the Indiana Jones, the fucking. Which one was that one? The fucking.
The Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom, I think. Yeah.
I don't remember. It was on TV.
Yeah,
so.
it's with. I keep forgetting. It's with the kid that ended up being the husband and everything. Yeah. We were like talking a little bit about like movies of that scale. But I don't think we talked about Lord of the Rings. But I'm very intrigued to know like why that trilogy in particular got you influenced into film.
Yeah, we got the complete DVD set of the extended version, and then also the appendix, all the BTS, which is as long as the movies itself.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
My
Crazy.
mom.
Great film school right there.
Yeah, everyone should watch it. my mom and I would sit there and just watch it like all the way through for like a few days. And I guess the whole thing was like very well edited as well. But it just looked like something that people put like their very like niche interest in for like 3 years, and everyone was just in it. It was like a family, and you could really step up your like skill set to like 100 if you wanted to. And then it got such great reviews, and it's kind of timeless. Like you look at Lord of the Rings and then you compare it to like maybe other movies these days, and I feel like that level of production is just not comparable, because people rely on like CGI a lot these days. But that movie, Lord of the Rings, like used a lot of practical things, which I feel like can like stay timeless.
The endless amount of armor was what really fascinated me for the two towers and the Isengard battle with Helm's Deep. And it's like the same thing I watched. I was like really big on that trilogy. It was like the first like whoa, like I don't think it was the movie that made me want to make movies. It was a movie before that I saw, but it was the one that I was like, I cannot believe like that story can just be like so perfectly like interpreted. And now it's like everything is true, like the show and then the Hobbit movies and then just like anything fantasy-esque is really relayed on like a kind of like a similar gimmick visually. And that one was like constructed.
Wait, what movie made you want to make movies?
It's a cliche, but One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. That was like the first
that
one.
movie made you want to make movies?
Well, that was the movie.
That fucking movie?
That was the
really?
That was the movie that made me want to be an actor.
Jack Nicholson was like all crazy and shit. You're like, I gotta do this shit.
That was the movie that I wanted to be. That I wanted to act in.
I was like, I thought The Dark Knight or some shit
wait,
like that.
Wait, what was yours? What was yours?
Oh, Blood Diamond, baby.
Yeah.
Yo, that shit was fucking crazy.
But
I mean, there was like I think Blood Diamond definitely.
But that was the one that like it wasn't like I saw it and it's like damn like. There's like a whole personal thing behind that, but like I definitely wanted to act first, and that was the one that I saw. I was like, I want to be an actor, and then I started to wonder like exactly like everything else, like how the hell was this even made? And then the next thing I know, I was like, oh, the directing sounds like a much more fun job. But yeah, what other influences do you have in terms of cinematographers and how they kind of approach their lighting techniques? Do you see any that you try to, I guess, interpret in your own way?
Lately, Greg Fraser's stuff, it is a little mainstream, but his work, I've been like following for a little bit. I watched The Creator just because he was a part of it. I saw Rogue One like back when it like came out and stuff, and I'm not a huge Star Wars person, but Rogue One like really stood out as like being just over the top, dramatic, and like super cinematic. So that, and then obviously all of his other works following that.
You saw Dune?
I did see Dune.
You fucked with Dune?
I loved Dune, yeah.
Oh.
You love Dune 2?
I like Dune 2 better than the first one.
Same.
Because
Yeah,
I think
Dune
the first
2 was
one
better
I
than Dune 1.
I passed out a little bit.
You say you
ago.
hated it. I don't know what you're talking about. you said you were like, I don't know what the fuck
Yo,
this is about.
I got my qualms with Dune, but we're not talking about me. We're talking about you, right?
Yeah, same. I got my I don't like the Dune movies, but the second one was way better.
They're mad overrated. Yo,
And,
the fucking half the shit I don't know what the fuck they're
well, a lot of
talking
people,
about.
a lot of people are hearing, a lot of people are saying that it's like the next Lord of the Rings.
Oh no.
Which
Not
I
at
don't,
all.
I don't
What the
agree with
fuck,
that at
man?
all. I don't agree with
Are
that
you
at all.
saying that, David?
Next Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
Hell no.
But you don't even like Lord of the Rings.
Nah, I like Lord of the Rings.
Yo,
when Gandalf dies, that shit is fucking crazy. That music, when that music comes,
Yeah, the
I'm
score,
crying.
the score is like
Howard Shore.
Yeah.
What a G.
Oh, wow.
Best
okay,
score
so
ever.
You do know it. All right.
Yeah, best score
Come
ever.
on,
Yeah,
yo.
Howard Shore. Howard
Name
Shore's
drop
done
the
some great
composer.
shit.
Yo, Howard Shore was the Hans Zimmer before Hans Zimmer.
Yeah. How was
Straight
what was
up.
that? What was the creator? How was that? I don't know. Mid?
It was bad.
Mid, but like
It
looked
was-
exhilarating.
It looked amazing. Trailer really hyped it up.
Yeah.
Fucking story, acting.
Sean
just
FX3.
Yeah.
Very cool how it was made, but I was pretty disappointed because I was going in there really excited because obviously cinematographer, everything, but it also like intrigued me a lot.
They
Yeah.
marketed that film very well.
They did,
Yeah.
and then I came out of it like kind of just like, damn, what a waste.
It just
Wow.
looked
Yeah.
really good though. Like
It did,
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
that's the one thing I was like, yo, this is such eye candy. But yeah, the story was
Did
Yeah.
Greg Fraser do Dawn of the Planet of the Apes? Or
shoot it.
yeah, did he shoot that? Because I was watching that recently. I didn't watch that in credit show, but I was watching that recently. It looks like
He did Batman.
Actually, I'm gonna just say that I feel like a lot of really good blockbusters I sometimes like think like the Greg Fraser is shoot because he is like a mainstream name, probably even more so now, like Roger Deakins.
He's like the modern day Roger
yeah,
Deakins.
like well, I don't know if that's true, but like in terms of like he's popular, yeah. But like I definitely I feel like from Batman to what I haven't seen the other one, the creator, but I saw the trailer and I knew he had shot it. I'm just like feel like the bigger scale like Hollywood movies are all shot by him.
We gotta give credit to Aaron Soffer too. Like he shot.
Yeah,
the
he
creator.
was also a part of that too.
What, the creator?
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
think
see
they
that.
ODP'd it.
I emailed him one time to do. We wanted to do like an event here at Matria with a virtual stage, like an educational event. Unfortunately, he declined. We wanted him to teach it. He declined, but he responded.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
So if Aaron, you're watching.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yo, he responded.
You should have just lied. You should have just because it sounds so much cooler when you say, you know what, he did respond. And he was like, I'm down. I'll let you know when.
Yeah, I know. You could just stick with that.
But
he emailed us and he said, oh.
I'm glad he responded.
Okay.
I'm glad he
What
responded.
was his reason?
He just said he's too tied up at things right now. He
I
can't
mean,
make this commitment right
yeah,
now.
That's fair.
Which I was
Alright,
like,
yeah.
But even
One day.
he said, "Hey, David,
One day.
thank you for reaching."
One day. One day.
One day. Yeah.
We had talked about anamorphic before. I'm curious. So if you had to choose if you had to shoot all your narratives this way, anamorphic or spherical?
I think spherical.
Why?
Wow.
I personally don't like the stretch of anamorphic. It just reveals too much, and I'd rather have like length and like a nice tight box rather than anamorphic. That's really it, honestly. Everything else,
That's a valid reason.
Yeah.
I see that.
I haven't heard that reason yet, so that's cool.
Yeah.
You like to keep the attention.
Yeah,
tight?
just kind of central, honestly. Yeah, even if I'm like working with an LF and it's got like a larger sensor, it's just the size of it feels more contained. Anamorphic, I feel like you gotta like go wider, no matter what. And just because the thing that I shot recently with the anamorphic lenses, I just felt very limited to like the top and bottom and stuff.
Wow. Sorry.
So how do you, in terms of something like that, like how do you communicate with the director, like to design, I guess, the visual strategy of a film?
I think, well, for that one specifically, he wanted those lenses.
Okay.
So there was really no discussion. I think, though, usually whenever I shoot things, the director doesn't really know the technical parts. They just tell me, this is the look I want. And then I mean, it's really what's within the budget. I can't really be picky at this moment. But I'm the one making the calls for the lenses.
Does that frustrate you when the director doesn't know, I guess, the technical aspect of that?
No, because then it's just that they like trust me, like they have full trust in like my control of the creative process. So I'm okay with that, and I feel like I like to take control of things a lot, so it works out for me.
So I guess, like, how do you go about deciding on the cameras then that you shoot with? Because I saw in some projects that you shoot on the FX6, the 7. You shot one on the Komodo that I granted I haven't seen like them in full scale, the videos, but I've seen them in post, like the films.
Yeah.
That one, the Komodo one, was like, that caught my eye a lot because it seemed like one that it's about like, it seems like a character study of two people, from what I'm assuming from the post.
Yeah, that one about the two girls.
Yeah, and it felt, I felt like what you just said about the tightness, about how you don't want things to be too full stretched out.
Yeah.
I felt that in those images they were very contained, but they focused a lot like on, I guess, friendship and whatnot.
Right. I mean, yeah, right now it's the first thing is budget, but then the second thing is like it's how run and gun the project is, honestly. Like documentaries, I need something that'll give me a lot of options within the camera, so I use the FX6. And then like I used Komodo on that one because I knew that the director wanted me to like just literally run around in daylight with it, and I didn't really have time to like do a rig or nothing. So if I am able to just hold it by the handle and like walk around, then that was the Komodo. LF, I would prefer an RE camera over everything. So if I can get my hands on it, I'll most likely do that. If it's like an actual budget or like actual production that gives me the time to like set it up and stuff.
Right. Did you shoot the 35 yet?
I haven't. No.
Have you guys? You have, yeah. You haven't worked on a project.
No, I have.
Oh,
It's alright.
it's alright.
It's
What's
alright.
the big deal?
It's just the new our latest edition. They made it's like an LF and I'm not an LF. It's like a
Super 35.
yeah. It's like the most up to all the shit that people were talking about to
Yeah.
fix. Like they fixed, but like they finally put a fucking battery cage on. Like you could put the battery right on the camera. I guess.
Oh
more or less.
really? Oh, I didn't
But
know
it
that.
doesn't take regular. You gotta take the big fucking 240-watt batteries, which is a disaster. Or the what's it called?
The
You could
dual
do
voltage.
the dual voltage ones. You could do those. But the 35. I mean, it's cool. It's cool. Yeah. It's a little too expensive.
Yeah, I think the 35 is mainly for like outdoor stuff. They talked about like the
The
exposure being
dynamic
crazy.
range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is that dynamic range.
Yeah,
You can't
exactly.
clip the. I mean, you know more about this.
Yeah,
than
I mean
me.
it's almost impossible to clip. Like you really can just retain so much information with it. It's
Yeah.
so crazy. Like a friend of mine was shooting something out in LA actually,
Mhm.
and this was when it first dropped, and he was like very concerned because he's trying to be as knowledgeable of like the limitations of sensors, and they're inside and there's a lot of windows in the space, and he's talking to his DP. He's like, are you worried at all about everything? And he's like, no, it's okay. And like on the monitor it looked like it was clipping or was about to clip, but in post he saw that all the information was still there, and it just
It's wild.
it's really crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's cool. It is cool. From a technical standpoint, it's definitely an achievement. I mean, it's a great camera. If you could use it, use it. It's really bad for run and gun. Don't fucking use that for run and gun. If you're shooting like a big movie or a show or like a big
FX3 is
commercial,
great for running.
great for run and gun. FX6
Love
great
it.
for run and gun.
I still give it to the 6 just because of the internal ND.
The
Yeah,
internal
exactly.
NDs,
That's
yo.
yeah, that's very clutch.
Yeah,
That
that's
shit is
true.
nice.
And it's not even just like a slide. It's like totally
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
you could just dial it in.
Yeah.
You could, and
That's
it doesn't have
true.
that green tint that shit has. Like, you know how like some NDs have that green tint?
Yeah.
Fucking hate that green tint. That shit's
Yo, you
disgusting.
shoot? I thought it was
Nah,
lit by day.
yo, it's lit by Dave. It's
You know,
not shot by
he used to
Dave.
shoot, right? He used to be a
Back
DP.
in the day.
Yeah.
That's how I
Really?
started out.
He
my
disowns.
career.
He disowns the title for some reason. He
Yeah, I'm
doesn't
not a
like-
DP.
Oh,
Not a
dang.
DP.
You're
Yo, I
good.
was at Hims. I just dropped off the thing for him. Shout out Hims. And they were like, David, do you DP? They were like in a meeting. They're like, David, do you DP? I said, nah, I don't DP. But
Wow, you just
They're
threw.
trying to get
But
you
what-
out of retirement.
Yeah.
but
Come
like,
on,
and then
man.
I was like, they're like, you shoot, right? You know how to shoot. I'm
Wow,
like,
they
nah,
were
I
about to
don't."
offer you a fucking a
I know,
job.
yeah.
But then I was,
honestly, for
yeah,
him,
yo, I'd
come
rather
on.
pass the, yo, rather you shoot, yo, keep it, yo, I'm here in the rental game, baby. I'm passing the jobs. Well, I gotta shoot. Oh, I was mad bureaucratic, mad stressful. I'm always like locked in. I like chilling
Yeah.
on my
yeah,
phone
yeah.
and shit. Yo, let me know.
But yeah, on the technical things, I think personally, I don't really think like what camera you shoot on really matters.
Yeah.
I think lenses and lights are like the
Mhm.
biggest thing.
Yeah, of
I
course.
agree with
Yeah.
that.
So what's your favorite set of lenses?
I don't know. I can't be picky right now. But I've shot on what did I shoot on?
You shot on Canon FDs, right?
I did.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
I remember
those are
seeing that in one of the
good.
projects.
What are the Easy
Ingenues.
Ingenues?
Yeah. Those are good.
Those are very good. Those are very clean.
Yeah,
I
we
think
like them
those are
for-
really nice. Yeah, and they're super handy.
Yeah, we shoot some of the content here with the Ingenues.
Mhm.
They're really
They're
they're
such a good,
very
like
clutch.
affordable. Like they're not like super expensive.
Yeah.
so smooth.
You know, yeah. So
Great. Yeah.
easy. You could do Super 35. You could do full frame. You got
Mhm.
pretty much every focal that you need.
Yeah.
and yeah,
Absolutely.
it's clutch.
Mhm.
Oh, and in a Cook lens. Cook lenses are really good too.
We like Cooks.
Yeah.
We like Cooks. What lenses did we shoot on for Mother? Oh, there was ultra
They were
prime.
the
Right?
ultra primes with the
Super 16.
version.
Ah, yeah.
Very rare.
Well, we love that.
Very rare.
Very rare.
Yeah.
Young Sachi
What-
out here.
when you're not coloring your own footage, because I saw that you color some of your projects. What's the collaboration like with the colors as a DP?
A buddy of mine like colors a lot of my stuff. So it's kind of nice because honestly, he's like so locked in as a colorist. He kind of just knows when he sees an image of what I was trying to get at. So I feel like I don't really have to say that much, but I kind of give him the mood board, and I tell him like, this is supposed to be this time of day, and this is like the genre of the movie, and he just kind of does it. and I'm impressed every time because he gets it pretty spot on. So I feel like I don't really have to tell him very much, just because he kind of gets it from the info I give him from pre-production. But if there's anything specific, I just kind of point it out, and I'm like, oh, like I want this lowered, and just make sure you know that this is supposed to be a little darker than usual or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's nice to work with somebody who also gets it.
Yeah. Do you feel that way similarly with posts, like with working with editors? I know for the content that you do, you have to edit as well, right? So you're kind of like, you're experiencing both sides of in production and then and the post side. I mean, do you have any like, is there any stage that's like your favorite? I mean, I know shooting's probably the one, but like, how do you take with post?
Post, I try to be a little hands off on post, except for coloring. Coloring, I like want to be there in case if there's some other colors I'm not familiar with. But yeah, everything else post, I try to be pretty hands off, because then at that point the director should kind of know what they want out of it. But only one time, actually, that Komodo shoot, I got a little frustrated that the colorist that the director went with kind of fucked up my stuff. So
Yo, it's always the DP and the colorist, bro. They're always getting fucking.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I like offered to color it myself. I was like, I shot this, I'll color it. Don't worry. And I don't know why she like went with someone else. She's watching this, you know.
Oh boy.
still a little salty about it. But I saw the footage. I was like, I can't put this out. I can't say I shot this because it looks just like shit. Because we didn't use any lighting. It was all natural. So it was all kind of dependent on the color, too. So I asked her for the footage. I colored it myself. I posted it. And then I said I DP colored it.
That's what we see in the IG, right?
Yeah,
All right,
exactly.
cool. Yeah, because as you were talking, I was like, wait a second.
Yeah.
I thought it looked good.
Yeah. No. The person she went with, she could do whatever with it. But I just told her, don't tell people I colored it.
This is very specific, but how do you feel about film emulation, like in digital?
Because I've used it.
Yeah.
And my colorist buddy has done some things like with it on DaVinci where I feel like it's kind of believable. Yeah. And like I like some DPs, like I like show it to and stuff that, oh, you shot it on this and this stock. I'm like, no, but I'm glad. It seemed like that.
But it looks like it, right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You know?
But yeah, I mean, if it could save like money from shooting film, whatever. You got the technology, you should use it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yo, I'm a big fan of that. Like, yo,
but you're just a fan of saving money. That's you don't really. He's not. You don't get. He tells me. He says it all the time. He's like, listen, whatever ideas you have, the creative vision, I don't give a fuck. I just want to know. That's what he tells me. He's like,
straight up.
He's like, I just want. He's like, I don't want to hear no. I don't want to hear no. I want like this look. I want the film to really. It's about film. It's like, I don't care.
Yo, I can give a fuck. Like, yo.
Tell me how much.
Yeah, how much? How many days? What's the rates? Like, what kind of budget you got? I could give a fuck about everything else because waste of my time.
Jesus.
It's a waste of my fucking time. And that's the one thing I can't get back. So don't you dare waste that shit.
Damn, you heard it first.
Tough.
Yeah.
Tough. Nah, I'm a softie. I'm a teddy bear.
You are.
David Michael Alexander, the
softie.
capitalist.
The soft capitalist. That's funny. I shouldn't be slamming.
Can you talk about is there any like through your career so far, has there been like a particular tough shot that I guess like it was like very difficult for you and it challenged you in ways that you probably haven't experienced before, and like how you came about, I guess, getting the image you wanted?
Recently on that documentary that I shot for PBS, since it was my first real, big girl paid job, there was a lot of pressure to be like, okay, like I can't fuck this shit up. Like it has to be good. So I was pre-lighting the night before, and obviously the director couldn't help out because he doesn't really know about it. So I set up the cameras myself. I set up all the lights, and we had to shoot in a hotel room. And we had like a suite, so they had like a tiny ass living room without any like wall decorations, nothing. So I like pulled a lamp from the bedroom. There was a lamp in the living room, and I was just like, how do I make this interesting? Because they wanted to be a kind of sci-fi. So I stayed up till like 2 hours before call. Damn. trying to light it because I was just so I kept going back and forth, like sitting in the chair, lighting, sitting. Just because I mean, yeah, mainly that time was because of just the pressure of like trying to make it look good. I was working with very limited equipment. I really only had lights, no grip. So to
How
like
does that work?
I know, yeah.
Wait, and it was just you, right? Just lighting everything?
Yeah,
But
it was me.
God
But
damn.
I wanted like, contrast and stuff, but I was like, how do I achieve it without the grip equipment? So I ended up like using some bulbs, putting in the lamps and putting some on the ground.
Right.
And then I like backlit keyed them or whatever you call it. If you know what I mean.
Backlight?
It was like backlit, but that was their key. It was like the cross key from the back, yeah. And then that ended up kind of being a thing. And then, I mean, in hindsight, I was like, that was a simple thing, but I just, like, I could not think of that at that moment with the space and everything by myself.
But you got it done.
I did get it done,
Yeah.
and it looked good, yeah.
Word. I feel like lighting's like really hard. Like it's a cinematographer.
Yo, lighting.
Gotta understand the
Lighting is
language of
everything.
light.
Yeah, lighting is everything.
We just
It really
did
is.
we just did a shoot for hymns, and we shot an iPhone. Now we're talking hymns.
Really?
We're talking,
Wait, what happened with the? I guess.
Yo,
I
yeah. Shh. We shot an iPhone, and we lit there's literally like fucking light mats, fucking apertures, book lights, giant 8x. Yo, like a beautifully well done set, and we're shooting on iPhone. The iPhone looks like an Alexa Mini.
Really?
Yo, it's
no
looking.
way.
It's all lighting. Okay,
How
maybe
d-
not Alexa Mini, but it
Yeah.
looks really
Like
good.
what? Like Black Magic? Like Black
Yo, like
Magic good?
Komodo, like yo, it looks like a high-end footage.
I don't doubt it. Listen, iPhones are just getting better. And better
Yeah,
now.
they are.
Yo.
getting better.
Like I'm just so.
But it's all the lighting.
It
Yo,
is.
the lighting really fucking pushed it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to touch upon. I know you're transitioning more into being a DP, but let's talk about your G&E.
Okay, yeah.
Because you're definitely like right now, like at least like past year, you've definitely been very popping in the G&E world.
Definitely.
Let's
yeah.
talk about some of your best like moments in G&E. You've had some pretty big jobs that you've done.
Oh dang. Definitely I worked for something for Disney on their like Disney lot in Burbank.
Oh shit.
And we had to it was like a kind of like a live recorded performance thing, and we were using the 12 by 18Ks.
You're doing big units,
yeah,
18Ks and shit.
Huge units that I've personally never used before, and I had like a huge team behind me. I was
You
gaffer.
were gaffing
I was
it?
gaffing
Oh
it.
shit. Yeah.
My KG was this like 50-year-old asshole.
Oh, I
who
remember
just-
you told me about this.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is a while
who
ago.
just
Yeah.
like couldn't get behind the fact that the gaffer was like a young
Local
woman.
80 guy, right?
yeah, local 80 guy. Yeah.
yeah.
So he was very difficult to work with. He made a lot of just comments here and there, and his boys were like definitely not about him, but they had to like stick with him because he was like, I'll get you in the union, just stick with me, I'll get you in the union. I'm like, okay, whatever.
They were just doing a job, and just
Exactly,
following the
yeah,
command. That's
so-
it. Yeah, you can't blame them.
But that was a crazy job just because he and I didn't really work well, so it kind of slowed down all the process, honestly. I would be like, this is what needs to be done, so can you set up the points? So I could tell my electric to put the stuff there.
Oh, it was so legit. It wasn't like a family style anymore.
No, definitely
It was
not.
like
It was very
You don't touch
separate.
cable. You don't touch
Exactly.
stands.
Yeah. But then he's like, yeah, I'll do it. And he'd be sitting at the truck. I'm like, when are you gonna do it? He's like, I'll do it at my own time. Just let me do my job. I'm like, okay, all right. So the DP walks up and he's like, why isn't it done? And then he kind of sees the way my KG's talking to me, and he's like, oh, I get it. But we ended up doing the thing. And we ended up like taking down and redoing a lot of setups just because it. Damn. Yeah.
Damn,
but
that's
Do you deal with that kind of adversity a lot, or is it frequent?
I did. Yeah. It like, it's not often, but it does happen. And when it does happen, it's very apparent. I made some videos kind of making fun of a lot of those toxic people on set, and a lot of women kind of like agreed on it in the comments. I was very like happy but also surprised at how many like women came out with their like, oh, this happens to me,
Right.
I'm like, unfortunately it does happen quite a bit, but I mean, what can you do? I guess the thing you can do is, I guess, just be aware of it, and then maybe I guess at the moment on set you can't really say anything, but yeah, but like don't treat them the same way, and maybe it'll change them or something too.
Yeah, you can't pass that on, because
Yeah.
there's definitely been stories where I've heard, and I guess more in camera than anything, of just like that type of behavior just being like sort of normalized. And it's just
Yeah.
like, you gotta just cut it. You
Yeah.
gotta cut it out.
Definitely,
Like,
yeah.
This shit is not cool.
I think with film sets being more like women and POC dominant now, I think that's pushing a lot of those characters out.
Yeah.
I think that's how it's being changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Some people are just angry.
Some people are tight.
Yeah.
Some people are tight.
Yeah.
It's hard for people sometimes to change when you've been so used to a system for so long.
Yeah.
And
I
some
agree.
people could adapt.
Yeah.
But some people
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
And like, you know,
The system is chaotic too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so you kind of,
exactly.
the only way to solve that is by pushing them
Yeah,
out,
pushing
you know?
it. Yeah.
You gotta use your peers
yeah.
to group together
exactly
to push the negativity. Because there's
Yeah.
also, it could have been a different scenario where that KG was mad supportive to you. Like, yo,
Exactly.
hey, I see
yeah.
where you're trying to go, but may I give you a little bit of advice?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
maybe don't do that,
Mhm.
but I would recommend you do this. What do you think about that?
Yeah. See.
You know?
That would have been great.
It's like you would have been like, oh, yo, you're right,
Mhm.
you're right, yo, and then you guys dab up, get some ice cream and shit.
Yeah.
Yo,
Something
fuck
like that.
yeah.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
a beautiful cycle. Like,
I
a
know.
beautiful cycle.
And, then we
Yeah.
wrap
And it
with our
sounds
homies.
easy. It
Yeah.
sounds very simple, just to be supportive and, new generation, like, of filmmakers coming about. It's like, of course, like I guess the industry is gonna change, and I don't really see like what's the point of like the toxic culture of it, because like I worked on like the Teamsters are like the worst. From what I remember.
I don't know.
Yeah.
LA, well, remember LA Teamsters and New York,
New York
Teamsters,
Teamsters are
two
different.
different
Yeah, I
Teamsters.
know,
You
but-
got the Italian mafia
Yeah.
here.
Oh my
and
God.
then you got
but they were just terrible to be around.
Really?
Yeah, one of them.
tell them your
one of them
story,
called
man.
me Pancho, like to to like open the door. I was like so shocked.
No way.
It was actually funny to me, but I was like, damn, this is like.
Is it Gotham?
Yeah, this is Gotham.
You know the show Gotham?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's worked on some interesting shit.
Yeah.
I think it changed. I mean, like they were saying, it just changes with time. People age out. People just get pushed out. It's just
Yeah.
naturally progressive.
Yeah,
Like,
no, it's true. Yeah, no one wants to deal with that bullshit
No, for
anymore.
sure.
It's hard as it is making movies and even doing ads, things that are like super short. It's just like a lot of ego, right?
Yeah,
Imagine you deal with a lot
so
of
much
ego.
ego. Yeah.
How do you cultivate? Like, how do you, I guess, resist that, combat that?
I mean, I try my best, honestly, by like not giving it back to them, and then trying to talk to them in a more like face-to-face way, where like I feel like if they are stepping up, I'm trying to talk to them to try to step it down a little bit and communicate a little better. But I mean, I gotta be honest, sometimes I do get really frustrated, and I do like, I haven't really snapped ever, but I've done very much like I would give them like the cold shoulder, or like
Passive aggressive.
be a little
bit.
passive aggressive, or be a little snappy about things, like kind of giving it back to them in that way. And I think a lot of people have picked it up, and sometimes they back down, or sometimes they like amp it up. So I don't know. I guess it's different from person to person, but like at some point I do get frustrated as well. But for me personally, I try not to let my ego affect how I am towards people, so that doesn't happen. Like I don't exude that, and other people don't do that as well.
Do you get that sometimes with talent too, like actors or even directors that you've worked with? You feel like you've ever had like, or I guess like you're not seeing eye to eye?
Talent, not really. I don't do too much interaction with talent unless I DP, but even then, our roles are so separate or different, really, that there's really no conflict. Director, the most I've had is just like us disagreeing on schedule, or like, oh, like I thought we talked about this in pre-production, and the director's like, no, but I want this instead, and I'm like, well, we can't do this. And that's kind of like it.
Yeah.
But I feel like everyone kind of does that if you're a DP director duo.
That's always the battle, right?
Yeah.
It's like communicating creative and battling with your budget. You know,
So it always comes back to budget. Yeah.
Always comes back to budget.
So I guess then it's like with producers, right? Like do you have, or the relationships with the producers for like I guess tight budgets, limited resources, does that get complicated?
Yeah, definitely. And also, I don't know about New York, but it seems like from that other music video that we did, LA people are very strict about like you need to upkeep this rule, no matter how small the production is. So if certain like needs or amenities are not met, then we definitely are like more outspoken about it. So yeah, for producers, I've definitely like spoken about like we have to have certain things done on set, or like if they don't do it, then
feel like
we get very argumentative.
That's New York is like 12 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Let's not go over 12 hours.
Wait,
ideally,
but
there's gotta be
half
lunch.
the time, but half the shoots like motherfuckers don't even have money. Like it's not even half the budgets. I feel like we shoot here in New York. It's like oh, it's gonna be a great crew. You go in, there's no bread. They expect you to do everything in like one day. They give you pizza. I just did a job with like a good name. I'm not gonna say who, but they were like they came in with lunch. It was like these small Jersey pizza pies.
Yo, pizza
I was like,
for lunch is a disgrace and should be fucking. You should be shot.
Yeah.
On the spot. You should be shot.
Nah, I don't mind it.
If you are the one that ordered pizza,
I don't. I don't mind it. I don't.
I'm all this.
Because it's cheap. It's cheap and it's not healthy. You shouldn't be eating pizza like. I mean, I'm not gonna say like, yo, if it's like. It's like once in a while, you know. If it's like a penalty, if it's like you're shooting over, then I get it.
Second meal,
fine. Yeah, that's totally fine.
Or like pizza in addition.
But don't get it from don't get it like Pronto Pizza or like these little
that's way too student film.
Exactly.
Yeah, very cheap student film. Unprofessional.
So embarrassing when they do that.
People on set, it's a manual labor job. You're working a lot. You need food. You need energy. If you eat pizza, you're gonna go to sleep. You're gonna feel like shit. You're gonna feel like shit the next day. Yo, it's not ideal.
Well, he's like looking around. He's like, what the fuck? He's like, what the fuck have I been doing?
Yo, I'm telling you. If you get pizza on set, you should get shot.
But but you're the one that you produced the project where you ordered pizza.
Which project?
Wait, When is this?
Never happened. Cat, you're Mr. Cap.
All right, no, but Matria once he was like, yo, we'll just get pizzas.
Okay.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yo, we had to shop. Like, yo, first of all, these are 8-hour days, not fucking 12-hour days. And also the workload is much less. And also, well, sometimes. And number 3, yo, just once in a while, you kind of want like a slice of pizza.
Lucali's pizza?
Oh, that would be nice. So if only we live close by.
Yeah, we could order it.
Yeah, I know you're leaving tomorrow, but yo, you gotta try Lucali. That's like probably the best pizza in New York.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
They fly in all the ingredients.
Wait, which place?
No way.
Yo,
what place?
Lucali's.
Lucali.
Where is this?
By
This
you.
is by you.
Lucali's?
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely the best pizza
It's
in New York.
Jay-Z's favorite pizza place. Go. You gotta go.
Oh, it's I didn't know. Wow, Jay-Z.
Wow. Okay. Don't even fucking start. It's a great pizza.
I didn't know that. Lake Cali. We should try. You want to get that after this? I'm down for Lake Cali.
Shit, I'll pull up Lucali. You're gonna wait now. No, we're not gonna get spots. You gotta wait in line.
Oh, really?
Now the trick to Lucali is, I know this is totally not filmmaking, but yo, the trick to Lucali, I'll tell you that, is you don't eat there. And I know it's unfortunate, but you take it to go. You just pull up. You're like, yo, I want a pie to go, and you go to the fucking park. And you eat the fucking
Lake Cali
Lucali.
is the brick plate, right? It's got a brick
brick
front.
oven. It's very small.
Like the storefront is like a brick wall, right? It's right.
Yo, that's like every
I think
deli.
you're thinking of Frankie's, the one by Frankie's.
No.
Grimaldi's?
No. Like we.
DeFaris?
All right, we're getting too far ahead. It's fine. I don't fucking know.
Yo, how many fucking pizza spots can you name in 2 seconds?
Fucking.
Spumoni's, DeFaris, Grimaldi's, Lucali's,
Which is the one that you like?
Roses.
That's in Coney
Roses.
Island. That's the
Totono's.
one. Totono's.
Danny's
Danny's Pizzeria. There's Danny's Pizzeria. Yeah.
All right, moving on from pizza.
How do you stay? This is like gonna be
That was
complete.
very New York.
we're gonna switch right back into I guess like the equipment side of it. But how do you stay up to date with like the newest technological trends in cinematography?
I mean, I guess just being on set, word just kind of gets around. Like, oh, I've heard this or I've heard that. On Instagram, I follow a few like gear Instagram pages that like release their products and like this is how it's used kind of thing. Other than that, I think it's just being on set, and yeah, it is like film school. Like you just keep learning though, and so you learn new techniques and like you learn about new equipment and everything. So
The advantage with LA is that you guys get everything first.
oh yeah,
Yo, you guys get everything
Yeah.
first, and that's
That's true.
fucking. We always get everything fucking second. Yo, we're literally sloppy second. New York City. Yo,
But do we feel it? Do we like feel that?
I feel it.
Because I don't
Cause
feel
I keep
like
seeing in Instagram LA like
I don't
infinite
know.
mats.
I don't know.
The
I think,
fuck?
I don't know if it's like I don't know if it's like we're
No
wait-
one's
I
got
don't know.
that shit here.
I don't know if it's like we're waiting online and then it's we get like the shit end of the stick. But I do think situations like the lenses,
Yeah,
like not.
LA
I was waiting over a year. I'm like, all right, really?
LA, all of LA got it first. Alexa 35's people, LA got them
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
LA's getting it first.
But I gotta say, to be honest, personally, I'm not that big of a nerd for equipment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very much like I love like trying things out
Right,
with
yeah.
like old stuff. I just love trying things out with whatever I got, kind of thing. So I don't like really geek out on like this new light, this new camera. Kind of thing.
You more of a painter or a plumber?
Oh, that's good. I haven't heard that one.
Uh-huh.
I guess painter.
You more of a painter?
Yeah.
I'm definitely a plumber.
Yeah,
Do you make experimental projects with equipment that you're just interested in trying out?
That's the thing. For equipment, I just don't get picky that much. I mean, maybe for lenses, if I do get the opportunity, I would love to like try out stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, most of the time, if I know what I'm trying to achieve, I'll just get whatever that I can use to try to achieve that. To me, it doesn't matter if the new toys or whatnot, because sometimes, I mean, personally for me, like I look at two different images and they're like, oh, we use this light, we use that light, and I wouldn't be able to tell.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of, it's however, like, if you're able to achieve what you need to, then whatever works, honestly.
From an artistic perspective, if you were to shoot a specific genre,
Mm-hmm.
what would it be right now that you would really want to get your hands on?
Definitely sci-fi. Yeah, I'm trying to write a script, actually. I like a short film for myself so that I'm able to shoot a sci-fi thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay,
What do you like about sci-fi in terms of not the thematical part of it, but I guess just more from a visual spectrum, like what?
Yeah, I mean, sci-fi is like you're taking elements of like the unknown, like you don't really know what like lighting in space looks like, or like on a planet or something else. So you can like make up whatever you want. I just think it's the most like visually freeing, like creative genre. So that's kind of why I want to try it.
You go to watch Romulus?
Romulus?
Yeah.
I think I've seen. Is that the
alien one?
the billboard with like the skull in it? Is that it?
Yeah, it's like the I guess like the 20th time they've done that. Goddamn.
really?
I don't
movie.
fucking understand. Yo, I don't fucking understand
What?
how these fucking
Movies get made.
get fucking
I
mad
know.
funding.
Well, you know why?
and
Because
they're
guys
dogs.
like him, guys like him, he's like, yeah, more, please. Like, it's not.
They're fucking
Yeah.
dog shit. Like, yo, if you can't get that much, yo, imagine you got 20 million.
I'm gonna be honest with you though. I will watch Romulus.
You're gonna watch it.
Like, is there sci-fi influences that you kind of collect?
I think for this script in particular, I mean, Alien definitely cliche, but that movie's just like
Movie kicks out.
stunning.
The first one, or
First one and second one.
second one is the best. I
Yeah.
love the second one. Yeah.
Yeah, second one's pretty badass, but the first one really sets the scene. And then 3 and 4 were just dog shit. So I don't even like talk about that.
How do you deal with the long shifts, like the physical exhaustion of working on sets?
Yeah.
And then, because I imagine like the hours are crazy, you probably go home sometimes at weird like late nights or whatever. Maybe you pull on all night, like you were saying, with the lighting. Like, how do you go about taking care of your health?
Whenever I have an off day, I try to like, I guess I like really try to turn my brain off from anything related to work. I sleep a lot. I like try to go out to the beach or go hiking or like eat really good food and try to upkeep a schedule on those off days so I can like get back to health. And then I think that's it. And also I think a big part of it is that like if I am working a lot, I also try to enjoy my time off, or really a lot like vacation time, and then focus on vacation when I'm on vacation, because I'm
like right now.
Like right now, yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, I'm somebody that like.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
Hey, you looking at me because I'm a crazy workaholic.
Yeah,
That's it.
Oh, yeah.
That's
But
true,
But he loves it. He loves
yeah.
that shit.
There's a difference though. I think. Well, actually, before I get into it, I think I want to ask: Do you exercise?
I do, yes. I try to go to the gym every time I have an off day and do some weightlifting.
How often is an off day?
Depends on the months, honestly. Sometimes though I do have like 2 weeks of off or something, and I try to go to the gym like every day or like 4 days out of the week or something. It's just good to consistently get moving.
You try to eat healthy?
I try to eat healthy. I like cook everything I eat.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Shop at Whole Foods or Erewhon? They got Erewhon?
Oh,
no,
no, not Erewhon. Pavilions, Ralph's, Vaughn's.
Okay,
those are our local groceries.
You go to Trader Joe's?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, they don't have a lot of variety for like Asian food. But
you try to only eat Asian food?
I cook a lot of Korean food because that's what I'm like familiar with cooking.
That's last night.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I'm also somebody who like doesn't like talking about work when I'm not at work.
Right.
Anytime I'm off work, I'm off set. That's it. I'm done. Yes, he agrees.
Malik is a big proponent of work-life balance. I am
absolutely.
Terrible proponent.
You work every day on your stuff. What are you talking about?
I'm a crazy workaholic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't stop.
Yeah.
I go to sleep fucking locked in. I wake up locked in. But I do. Yo, I'm ready to go. Like I'm up. I'm
so
thinking.
admirable.
I'm brainstorming. But and this is just who I am. Like I can't wire myself differently. I am who I am. But I do have been trying to like balance out a little bit because I do feel like sometimes, especially in this game, burning yourself out is very easy.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially when the jobs are getting called, you want that bread. Like, chase that bread. I'm a big proponent. Like, definitely chase that bread.
He wakes up, email.
Sometimes, it's okay to not.
Have you gotten burnt out yet?
Nah, not yet.
You haven't?
I definitely got burnt out over the gaffing game, but that's only because of the rental house.
Right,
like, I definitely want to like do that. Yeah, I'll say for the record, I want to definitely do that more full time in the future once we get to that point. But, I've definitely gotten like worked up and like fucking like holy shit, so much shit to do, especially when the phone doesn't stop ringing and you're already so backed up.
Right.
And like delegating is just as hard as operating.
Yeah.
What's your experience being an Asian woman DP in the industry?
I think it like follows with the social media stuff. Just because my career as a DP, you guys are seeing it live on social media. I'm happy to be representing like women and POC in these like production head roles, because I feel like me being this person on set, it sometimes like it sucks for some people, like that local 80 grip, but other people, they see it, they're like, oh, like dang, this is like, I don't know, powerful to see or inspiring or whatever. So that like inspires other people to like really like let themselves be known or what's the word, like take like a step into whatever they want, like so I feel that in some way personally, when I see that myself on the internet, or like if I like portray myself as who I am on set, it's like nice, because then you can like click in with the community who's like looking for that too, and inspire each other.
How often do you get to crew your own sets? Or like when you do crew your own sets, like you have like your go-tos, or do you always like, how does that work for you?
I often, if I'm gaffing, I usually am able to crew my own sets, because I usually ask production to do that, because I'm like, our team's gonna just like move faster if I work with people who know the flow and everything. And I do have a set of people that I keep hitting up, just because we work well together. I know they're reliable. And nobody has egos on set. That's why like personality is a huge thing on film sets, because you want to like work with the same people that you vibe with. So I like usually hire friends. Just
it's always friends.
Yeah, it's always friends. Like and like I try not to hire people I have like bad relations with, I guess.
I have a question for a project that you worked on. It was Sake Soda.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna. So that one stood out to me because it was like, it was an exercise of aesthetic, right? Like it was supposed to look like it was from it said like an 80s retro kind of thing. So how do you go about, I guess, approaching, like, what's your approach to, especially with digital, that you have to emulate like an aesthetic of a bygone era, and then at the same time you're probably dealing with like a production designer and the props. Like, how do you navigate that as a DP to create that look?
The budget we were working with was like literally like $100.
Crazy.
So
overall,
yes, just across the board. Because we got like all the equipment for free, all the labor was for free, because it was just homies, just like real like tight friends. The food was like taken over by the brand and location as well. So yeah, we really didn't have to spend money, but also because of that, we couldn't really get like fancy toys or nothing. So yeah, it was all kind of circled around like, what do we have to work with? And it's a vertical shoot as well, like a vertical commercial. So we're kind of, it's a blessing and a curse, I guess, to try to fit everything in a very small frame, but also we don't really have to worry too much about production design. And then I knew at some point in the video it was going to be like a little VFX thing. So I was like, okay, that might add to our something, whatever. So yeah, since it was just me and like another friend making the whole thing, we were just kind of going back and forth like, oh, I have an idea for this, and that's kind of just how we did it. So it was very very low budget, and that, I guess, we were able to be more creative in that way, but also we were kind of limited to like what we could make.
I mean, it definitely like I think whatever it was you were going for, it definitely showed. Like, so
great.
I thought it was really cool. That's why I was curious to ask it, because I know like with retro or anything that's like, you know, you're just trying to channel a certain decade or a certain style. I think it's like that's always hard, especially if you don't have a budget.
Yeah.
But I think it also like, well, for one, the coloring like definitely kind of matched like the kind of tones that you see in 80s movies. So that was really that was cool. And there was another film that you had done that I saw a post of. It was called Strangers.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm curious to know about that one, because you had mentioned that it was like it was like a surrealist film. So like, how does surrealism challenge you as a filmmaker?
I think honestly it helps more than challenge, just because then I can like go outside of the box. That story in particular, me and the director kind of collaborated on it. Like, we brainstormed it together. So that was one thing. But yeah, because it was kind of surreal and in this like fictional world where these certain elements didn't exist, it was kind of fun to just make up whatever, and I could like make something look like this, and we didn't even have to explain it, kind of thing. Yeah, which was kind of nice. But yeah, I really liked that one. I wish I was more knowledgeable as a DP at that moment, but that was like one of my first DP things, and looking back, I'm kind of always like, dang, like I could have made it better, like this and this way.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you look back on your past work and not the work you do now? Are you like super critical of how you look at your past work, and what are like your biggest takeaways now?
Yeah, I'm definitely very critical. Everything's like hindsight, I guess. I think I was like always trying to like rush into like being this like successful DP off the bat, but I'm so glad that like I didn't do more to push that, because I definitely needed the experience of all the other years. But yeah, when I look back at things, like sometimes I can't even watch it because it's so cringy. Like the lighting's just so shit. But it is cool to like look at the old stuff and then my stuff now and be like, all right, I've improved. But I do feel bad for those directors who made me their DP.
What camera would you recommend to an amateur filmmaker? When I say amateur, I mean like just a newbie, like someone that just decided to get ready to.
The FX6, honestly, it's got a lot of like features on it that you could just throw around and run around, and it's got a great sensor. You know, it's got the internal NDs, full frame. It's
fun to color. I love the color of the Sony stuff.
Yeah, all that stuff. I think it's a great camera. So I would shoot more with it, honestly.
I started out on iPhone. Fuck yeah, yo. You gotta just shoot with the phone, yo.
I start with teeth. You started with T3i. We were at the Canon
before
ones.
That though, I had the flip cam.
The flip cam, yeah, same.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I had like some Sony HD flip like thing like that.
The
like
camcorder?
The little like phone sized one. That you just
shit.
Only shot 30 frames per second.
I remember the camcorder, yo. I had the camcorder. Yeah, I used to scooter like yo back in the day, like actually fucking doing tricks and shit. I never could skate. I could never do the balance, and I bike riding. I don't know, whatever. But like BMXing and shit, whatever. But I used to scooter. I used to film kids scootering. I had the fisheye lens. We had the little camcorders.
Kind of sick.
I was like 12, 13. Yeah, that shit was sick. We were at Owl's Head Park, filmed some shit.
What was the first camera you ever touched that you shot something with?
I can't remember. I think it was like the Canon EOS, something like T6 or something like that. Yeah. That's what my like college had, and yeah, it was just a DSLR. And actually, a thing I shot recently was like a student thing, and they were like, my school has these cameras, and I saw the list. I was like, no, I can't. I'm not using that again. Like that gave me like a war flashback. It was bad.
Did you ever have to get Magic Lantern on your Canon? I think that was like the cheat code for like when we like I started with Magic with 70D. I think it was either one. But him and like another homie of ours, like he had like this thing called Magic Lantern that it's like a software you had to install into the camera, but if you like did it the wrong way, it like fucked up the entire camera. But it was like it gave you like I guess it elevated your options on like how you can
it give you like raw.
Yeah. It would make your shit. So like when we were filming with that stuff, we were like, whoa.
Oh, shit. I wish I knew about that. No, I don't even think the professors who own the camera knew about that. But
it was very short-lived because I did it on mine. I fucked up and that was it. Yeah. It was
70. You fucked up the camera?
Yeah. I used
break the camera. It's like unusable.
Yeah.
Really?
Like I tried to reinstall a new version of it, just like how you do with like DaVinci or whatever, and it just destroyed itself. And I was I was like, never again.
You know what would be interesting? It'd be interesting to actually give DPs like a set, like hey, use this DSLR, this lens,
shoot something.
Yeah, just shoot something.
That would be cool.
Do you think
there's
there's
a fun challenge to do? Actually, good idea. Yeah.
Do you see like a trend in I guess like commercial or music videos, like, and I'm mostly just commenting from like what as we as a business, like the kind of projects we see and how they're done. And through it's like also an Instagram thing too. Like I feel like I just kind of notice a trend visually, like how people like film emulation is a trend, right? Like that's like kind of like I use it, like everyone uses it.
Yeah.
Do you notice anything like that you kind of like try to step away from or you take note of?
I don't step away from it, but the trend that I do see is a lot of commercials actually. They like to do like a lot of wide or even all the way to fisheye.
Yeah.
And that's very popular these days, like the very wide look.
The 12 mil, the 10 mil, the 8 mil.
Exactly. You go even smaller, to very up close. Like the features are like right up there. The colors are always like the blue, like the RE blue.
Yeah.
And the orange. And I feel like the high budget stuff is always fisheye and the blue. And I always see that happening.
Why is that? You know why that is?
It's appealing, I guess.
It's just that, but also it might just be like a matter of like if we want to get into metrics, it might just be like retention or some shit. You know?
Oh yeah, I mean if you want to talk psychology,
they notice that it hits, so they're like,
yeah, it probably
one person, one group of people probably did it and it popped, and then the next group of people did it, and then follow. Yo, everything.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know, it's another one that I see a lot of. It's not even in the camera. It's more of just like a posting. It's like the transitions that are I don't know how to explain it, but it's like
like the flash transition?
Yeah, there's like a flare. They do like a
I know what you mean.
Yeah, like a lot of sportswear ads. It's like and you hear the voice of like I go out for the run. I put on my shoes when I run.
I mean, we could name one company that does
of course. Yeah. I mean, can we? I don't think there's a problem with it. Nike. I just bleep it out. Like, what the fuck?
I will say Nike's one of those companies that they do have a very large diversity of ads. Like they'll do the mainstream shit, but then they'll also push boundaries and do some fucking
they have some sick ads. Yeah,
especially like for the big events like the Super Bowl and World Cup and shit. Like definitely like.
I love all the NBA stuff that they do.
Yeah,
like whenever they partner up with NBA, it's like. But I'm also an NBA head, so I love like that kind of like. There's some trends that are great motifs for certain videos, but I noticed like post production, it's a lot of that, and it's also like I mean, music videos too, they'll always incorporate like Super 16 or Super 8
Mhm.
type of stuff, like
Yeah.
analog. It's like I think we live in this generation of content creating and visualists. Like I think really love the idea of going back to the antiquated, going back to the analog, and trying to push an envelope on that end.
Yeah, like the trend these days is like the small digital camera.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying that it's like vintage, retro. This is crazy. 'Cause like that's the type of camera I like shot on as a kid.
Yeah.
Talking about
But-
like the early digital, like
Yeah,
shot
yeah, the
ones,
point shoot,
Yeah.
like the squares.
Yeah, that's and honestly, DSLR is gonna head that way. It's gonna be like, oh,
Yeah,
this
you
looks
think so?
I think so.
But I feel like DSLR doesn't have like its own unique like little look. It just kind of looks like bad video.
You know what I
But-
think it's gonna be? It's gonna be like,
Magic Lantern.
no, it's like
Bring it
like-
back.
like we look at film as like super vintage and like
Mhm.
that's our version of
Yeah.
it, and then the next generations is that.
Okay.
And I think beyond that, we're gonna be so used to like high dynamic range, like phone, like the
yeah,
the lower like latitude things are
Mhm.
just gonna be like, oh, this was that point in time,
Yeah. What's the best piece of advice you've received and that you still carry to this day in film?
Damn, that's a good question.
Yeah, that is a good question. I mean, I honestly think somebody who's like been in this game for a little bit, it's just telling me like really like balance your work and play life. And it's a lot of people, I feel like union people especially, have said this, and it's like you can tell the difference of like people who are constantly go and people who are a little bit more mindful about like the rest they need. They're just very different personalities to work with and just in life in general. And I feel like that's important just because film is such like a intense lifestyle. It's very spontaneous, and like when you do work, it's intense. So having that advice of like making sure that you do have your rest and intentionally have your rest, I feel like is very important to like my mental state and health, and that's gonna like carry on to like how I go about my career in the future.
Do you meditate?
I don't. I can't. I'm really bad at just sitting there like
Same.
quietly.
I can't
Yeah.
do it. I just lay down, close my eyes, and I say it's meditating.
Yeah.
But after fucking
Then
time,
go to bed.
yeah,
Then
and
go to sleep,
but then I
yeah.
knock out.
yeah. But
Do you have like I guess like before a set, is there
Mhm.
like something that you do like for yourself that you kind of prep, or is it just like
no, I mean, I just try to get rest. I try to eat. As I said, just on my off days, I try to like really rest up like very well, and I think that kind of carries on to like leading up to my set days. I don't know if I could say this on the podcast, but I like do shrooms, and like that's how I meditate.
you can say whatever you want.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
I feel like that I've like used that lately to like kind of have like a
You like trip, and then you just fucking do
You
it,
like
Yeah.
you like tripping?
I do, yeah.
Yes.
I don't smoke weed, and I know people use.
I was just about to ask if
yeah.
you smoke
I
weed,
know
so
people
yeah.
use that to kind of like calm down or meditate or whatever, but shrooms is my thing to do that.
I use it as an
Wow.
excuse. Like,
Yeah.
I say I smoke weed to calm myself down. Yeah. Like yeah, I did it because I was nervous. No, I like smoking weed. It's yeah.
Gotcha.
You
Yeah.
drink?
I do drink, yeah.
Yeah.
I drink, do psychedelics. Just weed, just like it like gives me insane like nausea,
Wow.
no matter what it is.
That's
at
weird
work.
that you like fuck with shrooms, but you don't fuck with weed.
Yeah,
Like,
Well,
yeah,
shroom,
that's what I am.
but shrooms can have a different effect because
Yeah.
like I
Yeah.
feel the anxiety when I smoke
Okay.
pot, but I kind of love enduring it for some reason. Like I love like that feeling of like I'm just like tensed and I'm like
yeah.
Yo,
yeah,
right,
I don't know.
right.
It does something to me. Like in terms like I feel like more like I feel like I'm more. There's some people that tell me like I can't write when I'm like high, but I can, or I feel more like okay, I can just say whatever. It's like when you drink, like you just talk. You're just like I'm gonna just
Oh,
talk
yeah.
out of my like whatever the fuck.
I just overthink if I smoke.
That
the
too.
thing. Like I just.
That's like that mix of anxiety and fucking.
I
in your
become
head.
I become like it's like a zoom into my eye and it just keeps repeating itself and you just see different versions of me like oh
Fuck.
and for some reason I enjoy it. For some
Glad
reason,
I'm not high right
Yeah.
now.
I know, yeah. It's like-
I want, Yeah, I don't know. I've never done psychedelics, but I don't know. I feel like I'm not mentally ready yet. Give me like a little bit of time.
Have you done
We'll see.
acid?
Microdose.
Yeah, I think I gotta do that,
Yes,
but still,
I
yo,
have.
I microdose weed and I get tripped the fuck out.
Does it? Has it ever? I did it twice. Ever,
We talking
did
about acid?
Yeah.
Acid,
Did it ever give you like some kind of, I guess, like ideas visually? Because there's some shit I saw.
Yeah.
That I was like, damn, I want to put this in a movie.
To be honest, I tripped so hard the few times I did acid that I like forget it all. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're tripping, you forget what happened like 5 minutes ago, and that happens throughout my trip.
It happens so fast too.
Yeah. So just by the end of it, I've just pretty much kind of forgotten most of it, and I'm like, oh, I saw this at one point, but it's not enough to give me an idea. Shrooms, though, I get a lot of ideas on shrooms because I can control myself a little better.
What about you've done something much?
What are you trying to
tougher?
get me to say,
Yeah.
David?
I want to hear it all, yo. No DMT, none of that.
DMT, no. I
No.
haven't.
Ayahuasca and shit.
No,
I really want to do
no.
ayahuasca, but
I
I'm
hear-
afraid to. It's the shitting part that I'm afraid of.
Shitting part. Wait,
Yeah.
you shit on?
I hear.
No,
I don't
Are you
think-
supposed to?
ayahuasca
Yeah.
makes you shit.
well, it makes you
like
throw.
expels everything.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
What?
It's like food. Like
It's basically like-
food
I
poisoning.
mean, all
Yeah.
drugs is like poisoning you
Yeah.
essentially.
But it's basically like you're sweaty, you're high, you got massive cramps.
Jesus
it
Christ,
it
that
fucking
doesn't
hurts,
sound good.
and you're shitting your brains out.
And
then once
you
you're
see
done,
the guy.
Yeah.
You know?
But
Yeah.
you see
Like-
God for like 10 minutes.
like you're on the ground sweating, shitting, and like something comes like Gandalf the White walks in, and then you feel like you've touched the testament of like the meaning of something deeper. And then once everything's out, your system is like cleansed out. Then you're probably
You
feeling
sound
that
like
aura.
you've done a lot of.
I
No,
know,
this
yeah,
is-
it
this
sounds
is-
like you've had experience.
This is just from word of mouth because I have friends that have done it and they've told me it's basically like you're cleansing your body and you're going through such intense extremes. Like everyone reacts to it differently, but you
ego
are
death is
yeah.
what people say, right?
whatever
So
the fuck
complete ego.
I whatever the fuck that I feel like acid does. I feel like every drug does that. It puts you
Weed does not. kill
besides
my
besides
ego.
besides cocaine.
really it doesn't.
It just amplifies it.
What, your
Right?
ego?
I don't really have an
doesn't-
ego.
What are you talking
to be
about?
honest. Weed?
Like you smoke weed with us and you're
Like,
like, yo,
I get-
I fuck I'm in this shit. Like why?
Yeah, well, I mean, also for me, it really depends on the weed I smoke. If I'm smoking like an indica, yo, I'm really going to bed. But if I'm smoking sativa, yo, I am in this shit. Yo, fuck yeah.
They don't
Lock
make
me
enough.
in.
I feel like they don't make enough sativas from all the weed spots that I've been to and buy. They never have sativas. They usually have indicas and hybrid.
I don't fuck with hybrids. What is this hybrid shit?
Hybrids
It's
are
one or the
mixed.
other.
Hybrids is
I
a
know,
mix.
but
Yeah,
I'm like, yo,
that's
it's one or
probably
the
the
other.
one that stems the most anxiety because it's a little bit of both dose. You know.
Really?
Yeah. Matria weed.
Marketing. Yo, I looked into that. It's a little hard.
We're trying to do Matria energy drink. We're trying to do Matria.
Yo, don't just spit the game on the public like that.
Oh,
One step at a time.
a little tease. So, how long did you live in New York before you moved to LA?
Only for like 7 months.
7
so,
months?
Yeah,
Oh,
it
so
was-
you're
it
here,
was
like,
a
short term.
semester, yeah.
And where did you grow up?
In a few places, but the longest place was Texas, in Austin.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
Austin rocks. Austin rock. I like Austin.
Yeah,
Keep
Austin's
Austin
great.
weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. No, I loved Austin, but I don't think I would have gotten as big of a career boost if I stayed in Texas.
Yeah.
And I've
You
always
mo-
wanted to come to California, so.
You moved to New York first, then you moved to LA?
Well, I moved to New York just because my college had like a abroad program.
Oh, okay,
and
word.
it took me to New York for my final semester. But that was during
So
COVID.
you're
and-
studying abroad in New York.
Yeah, exactly. And then I always had plans to move to LA, so I was like, I should just stick to it. So I just went.
You gonna live in LA your whole life, or you think you'll travel?
Yeah, I think at the moment I'm thinking of just permanently staying there, and then maybe just moving around, traveling from there.
What do you like about LA?
I like that I can like go to the beach one weekend and then like up in the mountains another weekend.
Yeah, you guys got all the seasons all in
Yeah,
like a
exactly.
driving
We're
distance.
2 hours away from everything. 2 or 3 hours away from like all the fucking
What are you talking about?
like New York. Like
Oh,
we're
yeah.
like we're so far from like all that stuff.
Oh yeah,
Right,
yeah. We don't win with the weather.
Yeah. Except for the beach.
Right, yeah.
We got
Golden.
like what how many? Far Rockaway Beach, Jones Beach.
We got beaches.
Are they good beaches? Like actually,
Yeah.
people hang out there and swim and all that.
My favorite one is a very bougie.
Yeah.
Isn't a very.
Yeah.
No, Coney Island's a mess. Coney Island's a fucking mess. It's too much.
Rockaway is my
South
go-to
Brooklyn,
right
baby.
Yeah, I like the only beach that I really fuck with
Mhm.
is in a bougie area is Long Beach. It's in Long Island.
now. Oh, Long
Uh,
Beach is a good beach.
But Long Beach
Okay.
is a good beach. It's clean. It's
That's
Long
like
Island-
a legit beach too.
Yeah.
You've heard of the Hamptons?
Yes.
That's like a very bougie area.
Yeah,
That's
that-
like Long
yeah.
Island, you know.
it's really far
Gotcha.
from here, but it's
It's like
Okay.
a
Mal.
lot
It's
of
like
movie
it's the New York
movie
Malibu.
stars live
Oh
there.
shit. Okay.
When I say movie stars,
saw-
I
saw
only know
Alec
Alec
Baldwin.
Baldwin. Alec Baldwin's the only one that
I saw Alec Baldwin in
Yeah.
the Hamptons.
Yeah.
I've been to Gwyneth Paltrow's house for a
Mhm.
shoot.
Oh, no
in the
way.
Hamptons.
What?
That shit was crazy.
What was it like?
Oh, fucking massive.
Yeah, I bet.
It's not a house. It's an estate. It's like a
Oh,
fucking. It's
I see.
land.
Yeah.
It's not a property. It's land.
That's crazy.
Massive fucking.
Massive front yard.
You don't see the end,
Yeah.
which is what is wild. And then you have houses and more houses and a little bit of a smaller houses over
Jesus Christ.
But
What is
it's-
she doing there?
there. Yo, she's,
Yeah,
all
she's-
that, all that
she's-
land.
All that
Yo.
goop money.
Yeah.
it's that goop money. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was talking shit about Hollywood. She was like,
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the director was like, you haven't been in a major role since
Yeah,
for
yeah.
19 years, and she's like, and I don't miss it. You're here now,
Mm-hmm.
and seems like you got a lot of good things going for you, and we're rooting for you. What's next for you?
What's next? I think just continuing to promote myself as a DP. I'm gonna start turning down a bit more genie roles. It's gonna be, I think, a tough process because
Mhm.
of the money, and obviously, once you get to like a bigger role, it's tougher to get work.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna start on social media, posting myself more as a DP and like just promoting that even more. So yeah, I think that's gonna be my plan of attack for
Hell
my
yeah.
career. Yeah.
You got any cool projects lined up?
At the moment, not yet. But
They're coming.
that space
yeah.
film that I was telling you guys about,
Yeah.
I think
yeah.
I'm gonna try and make that either by the end of this year or at the start of next year.
Fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like a independent, self-funded project.
Hell yeah.
Mhm.
Hell
Are you
yeah.
gonna do it practically?
Definitely, I think so.
Hell
yeah. Oh yeah, one of the inspirations of I forgot to say Neon Genesis
Oh fuck yeah.
animation. I'm gonna
Love them.
I'm gonna pull a lot of inspo from that
Mhm.
to apply it to my
Mhm.
live action film.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Mhm.
you love anime. I should have asked you that too.
Yeah.
Like, do you take away a lot anime wise, like into your work?
I think so. I think anime, like manga, all that, like
Mhm.
great, like great for composition.
You fuck with
Ah,
One
for
Piece?
sure.
No, I haven't even started One Piece.
Bro, that's.
Death Note's
Oh.
great. Yeah,
Yeah.
Death Note's fucking.
But to be
amazing.
fair, only one season of that show is good, and there's only two.
And One Piece? Or
No,
oh,
Death Note.
Oh, yeah.
Death
I've only seen the first one.
Yeah, the second one's crazy. Like, not very good. Why? No.
Damn.
But then,
Anyhow, wrap things up.
yeah.
One last question.
What's the next job you're jumping on as soon as you get back?
I don't have anything lined up at the moment. I do work at a rental house part time.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, I'll probably go back to that. Yeah, Toy Box. we
Toy
do-
Box.
Shout out Toy Box.
Shout out.
You do everything like camera and
I'm-
genie?
Yeah, we do a little bit of camera, very
Mhm.
very limited. We have some accessories. That's about it.
Mm.
But everything is aperture, MRN, and then grip stuff. I'm a
Oh.
prop tech there, so
Good people.
it was myself and my boss, and then I hired a friend of mine. So it's just me
Oh,
and her.
so it's like is this like a new?
It's a
rental?
newer one. It's like 2 years old.
Wow.
That's what's up.
So your friend, they were the owner, or like they're the owner?
No, it's just like I just needed work at the beginning of last year. So I was just calling up a bunch of people, and this guy answered, and he needed somebody. So I came in at a good time,
Yeah.
and it came in a good time in my life too. So it's a good way to like keep me occupied and like keep the money flowing when I don't have freelance stuff, which I don't have coming up.
Word.
I might give myself like another week of vacation, honestly.
Hell yeah.
Just because.
Most
Hell yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we really appreciate you coming all the way out here to do this interview with us. We really love the TikToks that you do. Really excited to see what you end up doing next. And your sci-fi film. I'm very curious to see what you do with that. That's really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys
Hell
for
yeah.
having me on.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Where can do you have like a website other than your
Oh, yeah.
IG or
Plug your shit.
yeah. we're gonna add it in the description,
Oh my
but it's more
God.
just for like the
Uh-huh.
films that you worked on.
I don't have a website functional yet. It will be coming up. Actually, that's something I'm working on my website.
Okay.
But my Instagram is KO_Lena Lee, LENALEE. And then I'm on TikTok, I do. Can I name drop Aperture?
Yeah.
Name drop,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, I do the Aperture TikToks. My TikTok's not really blown up at the moment, but it's Lena Bops. If anyone's interested.
Yo,
Hell yeah.
yo, we love shout out Aperture.
Yeah, yeah.
Yo, we love that brand. You've met Tim?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I met
he's
Tim.
good.
Yeah, Tim's great. Yeah, we hung out a little bit during Cinegear.
Hell yeah, yeah,
So,
he's a good dude.
yeah.
All right,
Hell yeah. All right,
let's wrap
we're gonna wrap it up. Yeah.
all right,
All right. Thank
everybody.
you. All right.
All right, we're cutting.
Cut.